makes one out of me. If you tell me how you like it, we can go far. So far, so good. It tastes like milk.
Alright, hey guys, and welcome to the first ever episode of my podcast, which is called It's Med Life. So in this podcast, I plan to start interviewing fellow medical students and just trying to figure out how are they able to balance all of the other things that they do with their life with the crazy amount of load that you get when you try to study for exams in medical school. So for the very first episode of this podcast, I invited a very close friend of mine, Karl Cuenco, who somehow manages to stream video games, make TikTok videos, and even get good grades in med school. What's his secret? Let's find out in this podcast. So here we have Karl Cuenco. Welcome to the podcast, Karl. Thanks for coming.
Hi, Zoe. Thanks for inviting me.
So Karl, how are you?
I'm doing well naman so far.
How's med school so
Keeping
far?
myself sane. It was alright. I'm not sure with getting good grades.
Just making it by, diba? Kaya naman.
Yeah, we're making by. One step at a time.
So Karl,
Evals after evals.
let us know a little bit more about you so that people can get an idea. What kind of med student would you say you are?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say na I'm the type of med student who goes like, does the extra mile, I guess. Honestly, because I'm the type na who knows when to study and who knows when to give time for himself. Like, I know how to balance and not just focus on the study lang until na I drain myself too much and it's gonna be bad for me.
Yeah, and that's actually
yeah.
a really important thing to realize, that sometimes we really need to find that good mix between studying and play, like work and play. So,
Yeah, true.
Karl, so right now you stream video games, right?
Yes.
What do you usually stream? What do you play?
So far I'm streaming Call of Duty Warzone most of the time, and then sometimes Among Us if I want to chill with my friends.
All right, that's cool. So when did you start streaming?
I started streaming around 5 months ago, I think. Yeah, 5 months ago.
What made
Pero-
you want to start streaming?
Actually, I don't know. It just happened. One day, me and my friends were just playing random custom matches in Warzone. And then one of them just told me, "Oh, Karl, you have a PC, right?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah." And then he told me, "I think you should start streaming since wholesome naman yung content natin when we're playing. So might as well do it." And then, so I tried for like a month.
Yeah.
And so far, I'm enjoying it naman. So I just kept continuing it.
Well, that's really cool. I mean, I see you a lot, streaming a lot, and sometimes I really wonder, how is he able to balance everything? And it's really crazy. So how is that like? How do you balance streaming and your studies right now?
At the start, it was hard because we had a couple of months that we didn't do anything in school because we don't know how to do the online activities yet.
Mm-hmm.
So at the start, I just kept playing and playing and playing. That I'm slowly forgetting about I'm a med student.
Oh,
So when
Karl,
it came,
we have
Yeah,
someone in
what's
the audience asking for a shout out. We have Mark
who's
Anis.
this? What's up, Coach Mark? What's
So
up,
a lot of
sir?
our friends are joining us right now. So we just want to tell the audience, like, if ever you guys have questions or you want to ask Karl stuff on the spot, feel free to say it in the chat and
Yeah,
I'll
go ahead,
ask
guys.
Karl. So yeah,
We
Karl.
don't bite.
Exactly. So how are you enjoying streaming so far? Like, what do you like the most about streaming video games?
What I like the most about streaming is, first of all, I don't know who's viewing my stream.
Mm-hmm.
It's not limited to my friends. Some viewers come from the US, the Europe, and that's a way to get to know other people from all over the world. And it's really nice that some of them support you, even though they don't know you.
Yeah, I
That-
think that's
that's really
pretty cool.
heartwarming.
Yeah, it seems
Yeah.
like you also have like a nice community who's there always sending you some stars. And how does that work? How
Yeah.
does the stars So you stream on Facebook,
Start.
right?
Yeah.
First, can you tell us why did you choose to stream on Facebook instead of the other platforms?
I started streaming on Facebook because I wanted to cater first to my friends in Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
since I know that they're gonna be the ones who's gonna first see my videos,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna test it out first. And once I think that I'm capable and comfortable enough to go like an extra mile, I can start going to other platforms also, like YouTube and Twitch, which is the other platform for gaming talaga.
All right. So for those who are interested in starting a stream on Facebook, can you give us an idea what is it like? Like what do you have to do to start getting monetized or receiving stars? What is it
Okay.
like?
So first you have Facebook has requirements. I think you have to stream for like 7 hours, I
Mhm.
think, for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you have to reach one. I think just 7 hours for 2 weeks, and then you're gonna have Facebook's gonna give you. I don't know if it's partner. I forgot what it's called, but Facebook's gonna start allowing you to get stars and get monetized.
That's
And
really
then how's the
cool.
stars? Yeah,
So how's the stars going for you so far?
it's going pretty well. It's better than I expected.
That's cool. So right
Yeah.
now we're quarantined, right? We've been quarantined for a while. So would you say that the quarantine helped launch your streaming career? What's the pros and cons of starting a stream now during the quarantine?
Since I'm at home, I'm able to be with my PC, which is right here. Because when we're in the condo, I don't bring my PC with me. It's just my laptop.
Mm-hmm.
So because of quarantine, I'm able to play more at home,
Yeah.
and then I have more time to be gaming as compared to when I was in Dasma pa, where when I just play whenever we go back home during the weekends.
Well, so now that you have more time for gaming, does that mean you have less time for studying?
Half and half. We're gonna set a balance between 50-50.
So we have a question here. Is it 7 hours a day or 7 hours a week?
It's 7 hours total, I think.
Oh,
far
as
as I
long as
remember.
you've reached
Yeah.
7 hours, that's all you need. Oh, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. That's like easy entry level to get monetized. Because,
Mhm.
you know, on YouTube to get monetized, it's so crazy. You need an amount of like 240,000 minutes of watch time. And then you need like,
Yeah.
you need 1,000 followers. So I think that's pretty cool that Facebook at entry level is pretty easy
How's
to
that
start
going
getting
for you,
monetized.
Zoe?
It's pretty hard. Almost there, I hope. Almost there. So, here's another question I have. So, since you stream, what's your schedule like? Like, if med school happens in the morning, afternoon, how do you
Okay, so
how do you frame your day?
my schedule is wake up. I don't wake up in the mornings na. I usually wake up at like 12 or 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as I wake up, eat lunch, and then go straight to reading whatever we need, the OLA, the online learning activities,
Mm-hmm.
from 1 until 5 or 6. And then from 1 to 6, that's studying, and then 6 to dinner. That's when I take a break, play muna. And then after dinner, study until like siguro another 2 hours, 8 to 10. And then from there, I'm gonna start streaming onwards, 10 to until whenever I get tired.
Wow, you look like you have like a full day. What do you fit in exercise in that?
Oh yeah, sometimes I use the 5 to 6 p.m. time slot for exercising.
All right, we have another question here from Robert who asked, when physical classes start, do you still plan to stream as often? How's that gonna work now?
Physical classes, for sure I won't be able to stream as much since I'll be able to use my PC lang during the weekends. But maybe if Zoe brings her PC there, I can stream also.
I think
I'm
I
gonna
do.
borrow Zoe's PC.
Don't worry, Carl. I got your streaming career. I'll bring my PC.
Exactly.
So, Carl, so do you have any like funny stories or highlights to share about your streaming experience? Was there anything really that pops out like you're like, "Whoa, I'm glad I chose streaming," or any fun memories to share for us so that we can have a
The
taste?
best memory is you know how you get monetized, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect to get like donations and stuff. So once I reached the 10,000 stars marker, that was the best feeling.
Yeah.
I never knew I would get that far.
Wow,
'Cause
Carl,
that's the
congrats.
Yeah, because that's the amount you need in order for Facebook to bill you the donations. Because you don't get the
Wow.
money unless you get 10,000 stars. Yeah.
And that's pretty fast
yeah.
since you started your like streaming just pretty recently, right? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good job, Carl. So
Thank you.
besides the monetization, the gaming, like what else do you enjoy about gaming? Like a lot of med students, they really tend to spend time, like a lot of their free time with gaming. Do you think you have an explanation for that? Why does it make you feel good, or why do a lot of medical students do this?
What's the question? Sorry.
So I was saying, like, sorry, I guess I was rambling a bit. So what do you think about gaming makes it so enticing for not just medical students, but students in general to do to relieve themselves from stress?
Well, everyone has been gaming for a long time, even though during like high school, maybe it became their hobby now. Like other people's hobbies are sports, others are music, and others are gaming. So I guess this is the scope that I've been in.
Mm-hmm.
And then because of this, parang you just can't take it away from you the gaming. Once you have it, you just can't stop.
What
Unless
what
you have a
about it?
family.
What makes it feel so good? Like for you personally, what do you love about it?
I love it because I usually play multiplayer games, and
Yeah.
then I'm able to communicate with other people, even the ones that I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I meet a lot of people there, not just like not physically, but like you build this special relationship with other gamers
Yeah.
that you can't have with real. I mean, not real people because they're real people. Okay?
But yeah, I think I
But you know
understand
what
what
I
you
mean,
mean. Yeah, I
yeah.
understand that. Like, you'd be surprised of the friendships that you can form with people online where you share the same interests. And I think that's a really great thing. Like, yeah, like you said, people have sports, people have games. And actually now I'm also getting into gaming as well. And I can totally tell that it feels great. I don't know why. It gives me this dopamine boost or something whenever
Yeah.
I'm playing. It just feels pretty great.
And it
So-
helps you de-stress from schoolwork and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
it just
That's
makes
why.
you forget about all of the stress or all of the failures. failures. We have a question here from Angela Ice. He's asking,
What's up,
Carl,
guys?
what is the biggest challenge you have faced so far as a streamer?
Biggest challenge?
Yeah.
Maybe is to like entertain the people, because sometimes you just have off days
Mm-hmm.
and it's really hard to like do your best while playing. Like you're not able to give them the best gameplay quality as you normally do on your best days. And then so that leads to like less viewers and stuff, so feels bad.
So what
But-
do you do about that? How do you address that challenge?
Well, I just make sure on my next stream, like I do better when it comes to entertaining people,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe do some stuff like in-game stuff, challenges, so the viewers get enticed on watching the streams.
I know you only started to stream this year. So, but have you ever already experienced burnout, like from streaming or from balancing the workload with med school? Have you ever felt it already?
So far no, cause like whenever I study and I feel like I'm not absorbing anything,
Mm-hmm.
I don't force myself to study anymore. I just stop and then sige, laro muna 1 game or 2 games and then balik. So I've never really experienced burnout or anything.
Wow, that's so
So
nice.
I guess I have a good balance.
That's
my
pretty
forte.
good. I think a lot of us here who are med students want to achieve that balance that you have right now. So we have another question here. Oh, so Robert was asking me what games I plan to stream. Well, I plan to stream World of Warcraft, and maybe if I play with Carl, I'll stream Warzone, which he plays. But it's pretty.
G with Ice and Rocco.
It's actually a funny story. Carl was trying to teach me how to play Warzone the other day, and I was really bad, huh, Carl? I was like,
Okay. We all started there.
I was like, yeah. So since we talk about how we all started there, do you have any like tips or advice to give to people who want to start streaming?
First of all, when you want to start streaming, be sure um that you be more confident when it comes to going live.
Mm-hmm.
You really have to be confident in yourself,
Yeah.
that you'll be able to present yourself well to your viewers, because like that's how you get viewers. It's your personality. If people don't like your personality, they're not gonna watch it. Whatever you do, kahit maganda pa yung overlays mo, yung content mo, if they don't like how you present yourself, or like if they think you're fake, I don't think that's gonna work.
Yeah, I
So
think
just be yourself. Don't be two-faced.
that's true. That's true. I hear that all the time from like advice and everything. People always say to be yourself. Paano naman pag boring yung self mo? How do you do that?
I don't know. You have to work yourself better, or
Build
else, I don't
confidence,
think-
right?
Yeah, you have to build confidence. Because if you don't, I don't think streaming is the one for you.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like as long as you just start, I think that's the best thing to do. You learn about it, try not to copy other people, be your own person, and if people like you, they'll watch your stream. And I think that's the whole point of the streaming community, right? Like, they like how they can enjoy speaking with you right away, because I think this is a very unique platform, streaming in generally, because like this is the only time where you could watch something and then you can actually interact with who you're watching, which I think is really cool, because we could watch Netflix, we could watch series, but like I can't talk to the actors, like they can't change their whole content for me, and I feel like that's pretty
Unless
cool.
weirdo ka. Joke.
So, what about advice for equipment? Do you have any advice for people who want to start out? What equipment they should at least have? Or what can they do to save money at least? Because I feel like it might be too expensive to start a stream, especially now that people are having a hard time.
To start off, it depends kasi on what game you're planning to stream. If you're planning to stream the latest games right now, like Call of Duty, of course, you need a PC that goes a little bit over the budget price.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so that's gonna cost around like 30 to 50K at least for the PC itself, plus the other peripherals like the monitor and all this stuff. And then if you don't have the extra cash to get the best mic, best camera, you can get the ones from Lazada, the BM800, which cost like 1,000 pesos. And then for the camera, if you don't have a DSLR at home to use, you can use your phone and just download this app called Epocam. I'm not sponsored. It's the one I'm using now. It's great.
Yes, guys, if you actually notice, the camera, the webcam that we both are using right now is actually from that app. Our setup, we're both using our iPhones right now as our web camera, which is surprisingly amazing with its quality. All you need is the USB cable of your iPhone and connect it to your computer, and it's already a webcam. So you guys should check that out. Also, I would like to give a shout out to my friends from Study Vlogs PH. If you guys are interested in watching videos of people who study, like very fun, chill videos to see if you just want to watch something, you should check out Study Vlogs PH. They have a group on Facebook that you can join if you are a study vlogger. Hi guys, thanks for passing by the stream.
Hi guys.
Alright, now this is like... We're reaching the end of this podcast. Thank you so much for joining, Carl. For my last question, my last question for you is, we've talked about your advice for people who want to start a stream. Do you have any advice for medical students right now who are struggling with the online classes, the workload, and because a lot of medical students are feeling burning out right now. Like personally, I went through my own phase also wherein I felt like burning out. Do you have, since your schedule is pretty good and you can balance things out, do you have any advice for us how to escape from that burnout?
Well, you need to find like a hobby talaga. You need to have a hobby, especially during the pandemic right now, since we're all stuck at home, stuck with our routines, same routine: study, sleep, eat, study, eat, sleep. You need to find something in between that's gonna like give time for yourself. That's because that's the really important part to avoid burnouts. You need to have time for yourself. Siguro if you really want to watch Netflix, go for that. Don't force yourself to study if you think you're exhausted and super burned out now, because it's not gonna be good for you. Nothing's gonna you're not gonna absorb anything. It's just gonna go inside the one ear and then out the other, for sure.
That is so
yeah.
true. I can relate to that. Sometimes I force myself to study and then I'm like, nope, what's the point? Why do I keep doing this? It's not entering. That's really great advice. And thank you so much, Karl, for joining the podcast today. Do you have any promotions that you want to do before we say goodbye?
Hey guys, don't forget to follow my my stream at Carly Fries, Instagram at Karl Cuenco, and my TikTok.
Yes, I will put
You
all
guys-
of those in the description box later on. I haven't edited yet, but yes, check out Karl on all of his socials. It's also listed here. Thank you so much, Karl. I hope to invite you again next time if we have another topic to talk about. And thank you, everyone. But before we go, maybe we have some audience questions.
Yeah, okay, we can entertain a few questions.
Yeah, we have a few questions that we can entertain from the audience. Right now, Robert asked, do you have any game recommendations?
Game recommendations. Oh, what type of games ba? Like PC or like mobile?
Sige,
For mobile,
yeah, let's start
for
with
mobile,
mobile.
I think a lot of people are playing COD Mobile, which is a really fun game. I've tried a few games, and it's fun. It's really fun. Actually, yun lang yung alam ko na
What about
game na
Genshin Impact? I feel like that's mobile,
There's a
right?
mobile game for that.
Actually, I don't know. I think it's like I know my friends was playing it on the iPad or something.
Oh, really? I thought it's PC. Well, I guess it's multi-platform.
Or any recommendations, Rao, besides gaming on how else to distress?
Distress. Workout. Yeah. Workout is really. It's our way of distressing while we were at med school. Like, even though our schedules are super cramped, every after class we go straight to any time to work out. So that's a really good way to de-stress.
Yes, COD, Rao. I have a lot of people who actually play COD. Are you ranked, Karl, in COD?
I don't know, in COD Warzone there's no rank.
There's none. There's
Sadly.
none.
Not compared to yung as compared pala to
COD Mobile.
COD Mobile. I think there's a ranking system.
Yeah.
You guys are based off of how good you are in playing, and then you get matchmake with other people with the same skill set as you.
All right, we have a lot, just a few questions here. Second year medical school tips. Do you have any quick tips for
tips?
second year med?
I don't know how to give tips now. It's online sessions. I don't know. Everything's working there. But I guess second year they say is the hardest in terms of workload. So I guess same lang as how you do every single year of med school, one day at a time.
Exactly.
Don't focus yourself on what's gonna happen next month, because you need to survive today first, and then tomorrow, and then one day at a time.
I see. All right. So we have a last question here before you guys end. We need a vlog about time management, especially for pre-meds who didn't get into the battlefield. Oh yeah, so Karl, you're pretty good at managing your time. Do you have any techniques for that? How do you manage your time? Like, do you make a written schedule, or you just go with the flow? Or you
Usually I
plan
just
it
go with the flow.
beforehand?
I'm not a guy who plans things. So parang I just decide in my head, okay, study now, and then okay, if I study this much, I'm gonna reward myself by playing.
I think
And then,
I think that in itself is a good way to manage your time. As long as you're done with what you're studying, you can enjoy your leisure time or your playtime.
Student first.
Yeah, exactly. And it works differently for different people. Other people it might be more helpful for them to have strict structures of time wherein 1 to 5 p.m. I study and something I play. But then maybe you're like Carl, where it's more free, where you just finish an objective and then you can start enjoying. You can see whatever works for you, and I feel like just experiment with it. I think in med school our study habits is constantly changing, right, Carl? It's like every time, like how we studied from maybe 2 weeks ago is different from how I'm studying now. It's constantly changing. You have to find out what works for you.
Telling ourselves now we're gonna focus now this week, next week, and then it never happens. We always end up cramming.
Oh, how long do you study per day?
How long do I study? So study 1 or 2 to 5. So that's like 4. Is that 4 hours? I'm not good with math. 3, 4. No, that's 3 hours. And then like, and then sometimes 4 hours in the afternoon, and then another 2 hours at night. So that's around 5 to 6 hours per day.
All right, that's
So, yeah.
a lot.
That's my
pretty
maximum.
I think that's good enough. I feel like as long as you are able to study like 6 to 8 hours in a day, like it doesn't have to be straight 8 hours, straight 6 hours. As long as you get that amount of time, I think that's pretty good already.
Or you can do Zoe's way of studying, the Pomodoro style.
Yeah,
50
exactly.
minutes, 1 hour, yeah, that's good.
I'll plug in my study stream, guys. I'm probably gonna do study streams every 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. maybe in the future. And yeah, so if there aren't any more questions in the audience, I'll give like probably 40 more seconds for people to type in a question if they have any. But yeah, are you going to be streaming later, Carl, after this podcast?
Maybe. So catch me, Cuddy Fries, in Facebook.
Yeah, guys, if you want to see him play, I would. Sometimes I really just lurk on his stream sometimes because Carl can end up doing pretty cool stuff on Warzone, which I find pretty entertaining. So if you are, if anyone from this audience will be going to watch Carl's stream later, make sure to comment and say, "Future Dr. Zoe led me here." Just kidding.
Give Zoe a plug.
But yeah, I guess there are no more questions anymore. Again, thank you so much, Carl, for joining the podcast. And
thank you, Zoe, for having me.
Yeah, it was really great having you. I mean, I'm happy to launch my first episode with one of my closest friends.
It's super spontaneous. I didn't know we were gonna go live.
Yeah, guys, this is actually pretty spontaneous. I just last minute told him on Saturday. I was like, Carl, Tara, let's start my podcast. I'm always talking about it, but never starting it. But now I'm glad. I'm really glad we're finally able to do this. Thank you so much, Carl.
Thank you, Zoe.
All right, guys. So again, thank you so much for watching. And if you guys want to continue with this podcast and you have any suggestions, like who do you want me to interview? And I'm actually going to plug in right now my guest for the next episode of this podcast. She was here in the comments. I don't know if she's still here now, but Sam Friel. She is a YouTuber. So for our next episode, I'm going to be interviewing the YouTuber Sam Friel and ask her how she able to balance her life as a med student with a YouTuber. And she's super close right now to her 10,000 subscribers. If you haven't seen her channel yet, make sure to check out Sam Friel. And we're going to be having her on this podcast on Wednesday, same time at 8:30 p.m. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I hope to catch you again on the next podcast. Bye!
Makes what I heard up in there. Take a shower afterward, and I can't get out of it. I get out of it.